Just stocks up on food for kids at work. Chef Hogan explains why she doesn't offer it up during the school week.
We all know it's hard to concentrate when we're hungry, right? Try being a kid in school on an empty stomach. Commit to Be Fit's Chef Hogan tells us about a local teacher trying to get kids on a better path to nutrition and wellness.
I dance for breakfast right off the rug.
Nicole Durant does more than talk food with her school kids.
On Fridays when they get their food, going, oh gosh, I got, SpaghettiOs today, or I got Cheez-Its. And
the Dublin teacher also provides it. Recognizing a pocket of poverty in her own city, she started a chapter of the national program called Blessings in a Backpack. It's the answer to what some kids eat on the weekend when they qualify for free or reduced lunch during the week.
This is a great example of nutrition and learning working hand in hand. And when kids leave school on Friday, this backpack means they won't be forgotten about over the weekend, and they'll be better prepared when they come back to school on Monday.
Academically, it makes a difference. They can sit and listen better. Just having that nutrition really helps them, I think, make it through the week.
And it's not always just about food.
In recess duty, and one of the little girls came up to me and said, "Thank you so much for the toothbrush. It's the first one I've ever had," and that broke my heart.
Tomorrow, her story goes national on Dr. Oz.
I don't remember anything I said on the show.
Trust me, the message was heartfelt, as it would be with any parent seeing a child go hungry.
You love them, and like they're your own. So to see them struggle is hard.
You're just a shining example of how one person can be a ripple throughout the community.
Jeff Hogan, 10 TV News.
Nicole Durant and her husband Mike do the shopping to fill the backpacks. Nicole appears on Dr. Oz tomorrow, and you can catch the show right here on 10 TV at 3 o'clock. And, teachers always give smiley faces or gold stars. She gets both.
She does, and it shows you that even in affluent areas, there are children going hungry.
Yeah, and it's good she's taking care of that.
Yeah.
Really good. The news at 5:30 is next.
Here's Tracy Townsend.
I gotta admit, I think teachers are amazing. They're on the front lines of shaping our future, and they're often the first line of defense in keeping our kids safe and healthy. And there are millions of teachers who go the extra mile every single day. But this is one story that I really want you to hear about.
What do you want to share? Your toys, your food, your clothes? Anybody think of anything? Well, every morning in class we all share something, and this little boy was sharing that he was hungry because he hadn't had any food since the previous Friday at school. They were living in his mom's car, and he had very limited food, and that just haunted me. So I went home that night and tried to think of something I could do to help him. I did a little research and found the program called Blessings in a Backpack, that basically the kids get a backpack full of food and take it home, and it provides them 3 meals for both days of the weekend. Our kids do come from good families, parents who care, but who have hit a rough patch and can't provide for them right now, so they're doing their best. I approached my principal, and he said, if you can fund it and get it rolling, then let's go for it.
With her enthusiasm and her excitement, she said, Scott, I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to figure out a way to get this money to support this program. And she did.
My husband and I decided that we would donate some money to get the program rolling.
Just said, yeah, I support you, and this is a great idea, and no kid should really go hungry.
Mike and I go shopping every week for the food, and we try to find foods that are healthy for the kids. We get apples, granola bars, oatmeal, applesauce. The food we buy goes into backpacks and is left in the classrooms on Friday for the children to take home, and that way they have their food for the weekends. Mike and I were funding the program on our own for the first couple months, and then something amazing happened, and there was an outpouring of support from our community. The local contributions have been amazing. There's such support from our community. Currently, we're able to feed about 100 children a week. I think that anyone who's heard a 7-year-old tell them that they're hungry and they're not getting enough food to eat would do the same thing. I'm just hoping I can make a difference in my classroom and in our community for these kids.
Please welcome Nicole Durant. Please applaud for it. It's unbelievable. What did you feel when that first grader came to you and said, I'm hungry?
It broke my heart. Truly made me. I mean, these kids are coming to school. They're doing the best they can. Their parents are doing the best they can, but they can't control that they don't have food. And, it broke my heart, and it was also very eye-opening.
I can't applaud you enough. It's such an extra step that you went. What did you feel about when you experienced this and you saw people come into school every day? And this kid was coming on a bus, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
How did his life change through that?
The one little guy that I started the program because of actually came to me one morning and we were talking, and he said, you know, they had been evicted from their apartment, and he said, I'm just scared I'm not going to get to see that yellow bus every morning anymore. Sorry. Because that means I get food.
Oh, the busman, he got food.
Yeah. So when he came to school, he knew he would get to eat. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. Can you imagine that? I never actually thought about the school bus meaning you're going to get fed.
Yeah, and I hadn't either. I've lived in that community my whole life and I never knew that we had these pockets of kids who were going hungry.
If it wasn't for those backpacks, what would happen to these kids?
Well, I mean, as kids, they have so little control over their lives anyway that I think this just gives them one thing that they're happy about. They walk out of school feeling like they've got some control of their weekend and they've got something to sustain them, and maybe they can concentrate better and, you know, do better at school because they do have a little bit of food to help them.
You're a mom.
I am.
What do you want the parents of these kids to hear from you?
Well, I think the first thing I want the parents to know is none of us judge. I mean, everybody hits rough patches. You don't know what's happening in somebody's house. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes. And as a teacher and as a mom, I know that they're all doing their best. They're sending their kids to school every day and doing what they can do to make them healthy and successful. And as a mom myself, I can't imagine my own kids being hungry, and I don't want that for the kids in my class.
I don't think anyone should ever feel ashamed of poverty.
No.
It happens. That's what we're here for, to chip in and help each other up, because sometimes we'll have our days as well. You're just a shining example of how one person can be a ripple throughout the community.
Wow, thank
you exemplify everything I think we can all be in America, and God bless you for doing that.
Thank you.
And Nicole reminds all of us that we can be the change that we're going to see in the world. There are over 15 million kids in this country struggling to find their next meal, looking forward to the school bus, because they know it represents food to them. It's upsetting for me as a doctor, but as a father as well. So if anyone's watching who wants to donate or chip in or give a backpack at 01, I'm going to link the organization's page on my website. Nicole's organization needs your support. Let's help her out and get these kids the continued support they need. We'll be right back.